just going to sit here and do some recording via my webcam while I'm recording V2K here. Which you can see the little meter on it moving. So it's just sitting right here next to me. I turn it over so the microphone's facing up. Right here. Right here next to me. And no TV going. That's the light for the clock in the microwave, but no TV. No other applications going. Nothing going on my computer except for me recording. And it's 5:51 in the morning. And you might be able to hear the V2K going in the background. If not on here, you'll hear it on the tablet. But I realized that since I unplugged my webcam, which is a USB webcam, it reverts back to being the default, which is a headset. So every time I plug it in, I thought I had that set up to where it would be continuous, but I'm going to have to reset the levels and reset it as a microphone in another device every time I plug it in. And I don't want to leave it plugged in. It's because they'd already hacked in here one time and recorded me doing stuff via the webcam. So I'm not going to leave it plugged in. So I'll have to just, every time I use it, I'm going to have to reset it up so that it will hear them projecting the V2K in here from reconfiguration. So I'm just going to sit here and listen to them trying to deep fake me somehow, whatever they're doing. Well, I smoke tobacco out of my pipe because we're out of cigarettes. I don't get my disability check until tonight sometime. So I'm smoking tobacco through a pipe. Tobacco. Tobacco. Brown tobacco out of a can. how you get Prince Albert out of a can. Prince Albert. Prince Albert. There's Prince Albert. Prince Albert. Prince Albert out of a can. Prince Albert. It's not Prince Albert, but it's actually just from out of cigarette butts. But sometimes when we run out of money at the end of the month and can't afford them, that's what we do. Because like I said before, I'm on disability and I only get so much money a month. And this weirdo jackass next door that's doing this deep fake V2K with the Bujanowskis that live a few trailers over from me, and the ones next to them and him, and then there's another one that lives in one that's two houses, two trailers straight ahead from me, and then the one next to them are all always doing the directed conversations, walking by the house, saying crap to me and whatever. And the one next to Ian, it's this whole corner from me over to the second house up on, or second trailer up on the corner, then the one next to them at the corner, and then the other two that are next to me, and then the next trailer over from in front of me, and then the next one after that, and then one way up front. And I live in the corner, right here on the corner, in my John Deere Honey, which is an RV. In Midtown Trailer Park here in Bellflower, California. And as I've said before, the reason why I don't hide my identity or any of that stuff is because they're impersonating me. So they try to intend that I don't live here. And that they've done some really weird stuff with the mailing address here. I looked it up online and it didn't exist. The trailer park didn't exist on Google, so I added it. It used to be on there, but somebody removed it. Haha. So I re-added it, and it asked me if I was the manager. I'm not the manager. I'm a resident here. I've lived here 9+ years now. And when it was able to come up, they had it posted that someone named Gloria, can't remember the name anymore, but was a resident in the space I'm in for like a year between 2017 and 2016, and that's a lie. We've lived here for like I said, almost 10 years, so that's back to like 2010. I've lived here since January 1st of 2010, I think it is, or 2011. One of the, I'd have to look at my receipts, my rent receipts. But me and my wife have lived here that long. And ever since this little pissant next door moved in a few years ago, um, and we were acquaintances, you know, neighborly. I was neighborly with him, and was neighborly with the Buchanowskis. But once they started targeting me and doing this gangstalker crap together, um, I remember the day vividly when me and my wife were next door at his house, and went inside the trailer. He was setting at his PC, and I was standing there looking at the television he's got on the wall, and all of a sudden I felt dizzy and overwhelmed and, you know, disoriented and kind of nauseous, and I had to leave. I couldn't stay in there. I had to get out because it was like closing in on me. And I'm not claustrophobic or anything like that. I don't have that kind of issue. I don't get disoriented, and you know, it's never happened before and never happened since. But the day after of this that I'm speaking of, where this happened, the remote neural monitoring and B2K started very shortly after that. And that was when the harassment and all that started, and the evil witch Rhonda stood out in front of my house and had her arms all stretched out and said, "He got a blowjob." Screamed it. And they started slandering me about having herpes and saying I'm a murderer and all this other crap, and making up all kinds of bullshit about me. So I'm doing this video. I'm going to upload it. It's not going to be a live, but I will do a live to replay the recording I've got going on my tablet while sitting here. So this is going to kind of be a double whammy, if you'd like to put it that way, of proving that I just sit here recording this, right, on my tablet, which I've said before is never connected to the internet. And it's already going to have had some time on it where they'd been B2K'ing and screaming at me and saying I screwed up their program, their show. They call it a show, like I'm a star or some shit. But it's just them deep faking. So This video isn't going to be so much about research as it is going to be kind of like part of the journal aspect that goes along with my research I do on gang stalking. It's just going to be an actual morning of my gang stalking and how I try to fight these assholes. The son of a bitch living next door, the Bujanowskis 4 houses over, Joe Vigil and his wife, and I don't even know if they are married. They don't have the same name. Her last name's different than the ones next to Ian. And then Gino and Colleen over here, the ones in the front of me, that you go directly in front of my RV here. Two trailers up. And he's always doing this crap too, so they're all doing it. So it isn't an expensive device, okay? I'm telling you that right now. Remote neural monitoring is not an expensive device. How they're doing it, how they're doing V2K. As I said before, you can look up on Amazon some of the devices needed to do it. And that is kind of funny that I mention that, because they're always having Amazon come by. They're always having the Amazon Prime truck come by. And the reason that is interesting is because I did call Amazon about having orders and confirmations from Amazon, and I don't even have an Amazon account, but I called them, and actually people had set up an account in my Gmail, under my Gmail, and also another one under my Hotmail account, and I never set either one of them up. So I tried to get them to remove them, but they couldn't remove them because I wasn't able to provide them with the address that they were set up from. Also getting emails in about FedEx confirmations of orders. And actually, Amazon did call me saying something about there was a $1,000 order that they tried to perform on my account that looked fraudulent. Well, of course it's fraudulent, because I don't use it. Like I said, I don't have an Amazon account to use. Don't have Prime. That's basically why I'm doing this video right here. Just to document this stuff and to basically give people the heads up on the tricks and crap that they're playing. He's being quiet now. They are anyway. It's not, they've modulated it down again. So at the beginning of this recording, you'll hear it more while I was making coffee than you will now, maybe. and there's something to do with it that if while you're talking, you're personally sitting here talking, it will overshadow the V2K. That to me is the sound, that the sound waves or the levels, the decibel levels will blur out the V2K decibels to a point where there'll be like a incremental few second, half a second or whatever, where the level changes right after. Let's say if I'm speaking, it'll kind of not be audible so well, and then it'll raise up as the microphone figures out that, okay, he's not talking now, we you know want to pick up what the other crap is. um, but yeah, they woke me up. um, I used to have insomnia really bad, um, where I would stay up for days at a time, and my wife would complain about it, that I never went to sleep. Um, but since the time that they sleep de sleep deprived me, of the 2 or 3 hours every 3 or 4 days I was getting, or more, 2 to 6 hours, um, before insomnia was kicking in, um, for like at least 300 days, almost a full year. um, I had zero sleep, and I literally mean zero sleep. And you could, should there need to be, you could verify that with my wife, Rosemary, who's sleeping now. But she was saying, "Are you ever going to come to bed?" And that was when during the gang stalking, it was really heavy, the remote neural monitoring and the V2K, because every time I'd go to try and lay down, they would start screaming and turn it up really loud, and had constant music playing, or something going on that would make it impossible to go to sleep if I was going to go to sleep. But I think they have deprived my body so much of the little bit of sleep I was getting, even when I had insomnia, that now I nap a lot during the day. I just take naps. I think, and maybe it's because it's still there. It's just that they've they've screwed up my off switch, because for a while there I didn't really have an off switch. Um, what I mean by off switch is I didn't sleep. There's um, I talked about it before to people that I I I live 3 times as long as you do because I don't sleep. You know, you're up for 10 or 12 hours and you sleep for 8 hours. Well, I'm not. I'm not. I don't. I wasn't doing it. I wasn't sleeping. At the most, I was sleeping a couple hours, and I would get up and be up for a couple days and sleep for a couple hours. and be up for a couple days. And had nothing to do with drugs. It was just, that's just my brain. That's the way my brain worked. But they have since made that malfunction. Made that malfunction. And I didn't really consider it a malfunction because I could sit here and I could draw a picture for 36 hours straight and not be tired. And I was able to do a lot of work. And I mean a lot of work. I mean, you can imagine not having to sleep, all the work you could do. And as an artist, that was really beneficial. If I had something I wanted to do, I was able to spend 40 hours on it continuously and not be a zombie, because that was just the way my brain works. But like I said, they exacerbated that, because I wasn't, for that year, it was 2020, I think, I didn't sleep at all. Literally pretty much the whole of 2020, like zero. And if you don't believe that, like I've said in all my other videos, if you have any problem believing anything I'm telling you, use a voice stress analyzer, um, uh, any kind of lie detecting equipment, facial recognition, whatever, because everything I'm telling you is as accurate and true as I can possibly make it, and that's my defense. That's how I'm having to defend myself, by being brutally honest and staying as close to the facts of all of this as I can. That's why I don't speculate on what I think might be happening. I research it first. And I research it, and I research it, and I research it. To be clear and defined, just what I have to do. Because I know that they're doing everything they can to lie, to fake, steal, impersonate me, all kinds of things. And as it has been in the past, I've proved several of these instances to do with what I'm talking about, like the hack to my Facebook, um, the profile they created of me where it has me listed as deceased, and this is on a site that is supposed to be been verified. Um, where I've had to put a freeze on my credit because of them gleaning my credit card numbers and whatever with my Direct Express card from disability, which is the only money I get, and I can't allow them to have that. That's why I cover the CVS number, and I never use it online, and I never will, I'll never know it. I'm not ever going to know the CVS because I'm never going to give it to anybody. Um, so if I have to buy anything, like online or whatever, like I had to buy well, I need to get another one because this one doesn't work, a water heater, an electric water heater. I need to get another one. I don't have the money for it, but I'm going to end up having to spend the money and be broke so that we have a water heater. We've been heating up water in a pan on the electric stove so we can take a fucking bath because the asshole landlord turned off the fucking water heater in the bathroom December 18th, and it's been off, and he's not ever going to turn it back on, saying that, oh, the gas bill was too high. But as far as I know, we're the only place in here that has no hot water in their bathroom, because he had SoCal Gas turn it off. And I tried to do whatever I could to get legal action done about that. But for some reason, there's not a lot I can do about it. And I went to fair housing. I went to the city. I did a bunch of things trying to get that, something done about getting it turned back on. And like I said, we're without hot water. We've been without hot water since December 18th, and that's 10 months now, 11 months. But I got a small on-demand water heater that I paid $99 for. It was Chinese. I had to redo, get a new breaker and add another wire because it took a higher amperage, and it quit working. So it didn't last very long. Well, the first one lasted like a week, and I sent it back, and they sent me another one, and this one worked for a couple weeks, and it doesn't work anymore. So I have to get a better brand, but I just I don't have the money, so just waiting. So we heat water in a pan and put it in the bathtub and take a bath. So not only have they, ruined my possibility of, of making a few pennies with my art, and stole my music, steal my ideas, my intellectual property. They've tried to make living as horrible as possible. They screw with my electric bill. I need to call them again. I need to call Edison again because I haven't been getting an electric bill after they screwed around with it. Changed the address, then changed it to paperless billing, which I didn't do. And then I called them and said, look, we live here, blah, blah, blah. There's no East Artesia. It's just Artesia. And so I did that. Well, apparently they've screwed with it again. I'll find out when I call Edison. I got woke up. Well, my wife just woke up. She's pissed off right now, so I'm gonna stop this video right here. I don't blame her for being upset. So I'm gonna stop this video right here.